a great venue for watching a ball game, either live in person or on the Conestoga College Digital Network. This is Ron Vandersweg, and I'm with Sean, who's going to give us a bit of an update.
An update, so to speak, but just a special thanks and a special shout out as we begin the final couple of games for this evening to some long-term tournament supporters. Without their support and their sponsorship, tournaments like these don't happen. Hallman Construction, McCarter Grespin Lawyers, MTE Consultants, and MHPC Planning, Urban Design, and Landscape Architecture, as well as the Lions Club of Kitchener, Joey Eat at Ace Home and Garden, Mitchell, Exeter, and Arthur, SBC, Easton Sports, Rawlings, Expressway Ford in New Hamburg, who provided the vehicles for the umpires this evening and today and all tournament long, as well as the Skelton family and Conestoga College and their digital TV service. Please remember that we have games going on all weekend. We've got a couple tonight. We've got a whole raft of games tomorrow, Saturday as well as Sunday with the championship games. Come on down, grab a snack with Village Caterers, and grab a bevy in the Lions tent located at the end of first base line and right field. Turned out to be a beautiful day today. Quite warm, but nonetheless sunny. The rain held off. The thunderstorms hold off. And we'll hope that they hold off as well tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. We'll get underway in a moment. And I'll pass you back to Ron.
So Sean and we did the games this afternoon, and one this morning and one this afternoon. They were great games. Now we got some new teams that we're seeing for the first time. From Saskatchewan, you have Delisle Pride, who's going to be the home team for this game. They're going to be playing the championship Tavistock Merchants. The Merchants have quite a record. They're going to be the visitors for today's game. Leading off for the visitors, the Tavistock Merchants, will be number 24, Mason McKay. He's going to be playing center field. Number 69, Andrew Van Buchel. He's going to be playing second base. Connor Brooks, he's the designated player. Derek Erb, he's going to be playing left field. Thomas Baker, he's going to be on first base. Keenan Bateman, he's going to be the shortstop. Kyle Roth, he's going to be in right field. Jack Becker, third base. Calvin Monroe, catcher, and Nate Running. I think he'll be the pitcher, but we'll see in a few moments as we get the game underway. For Saskatchewan, they're going to be taking the field first. Max Major, he's the catcher. Ryan Bicknell, he's center field. Will Major, he's going to be playing shortstop. Ethan Sommerfeld, he's going to be playing third base. Shari, I should say, I don't want to say Sherry, Shari Leclerc, he's the right fielder. Evan Young, he's going to be playing first base. Tom Norris, he's the designated player. Caden Fedak, he's the second baseman. Rhett Barnard, he's the right left fielder. And Kobe Faubert, I suspect he'll be the pitcher. There's an L in Sherry. So it's Cheryl. Charles. Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc, comme on dit en français. Charles Leclerc.
En français, oui. That's for our French friends, right? Anyway, they're having the meeting at home plate, giving all the rules, and we'll be underway shortly. So what do you think? These Merchants, if you look at some of their lineups, have you had a chance? We looked at it. Some of these players, under 18, Team Canada, under 23, Team Canada, I'm sure you've looked at some of these. And if I look at some of the players and the fact that they represent, they've got quite the lineup.
They absolutely do. Absolutely do. A number of players who have a bunch of experience at this level. Of course, two-time Canadian champs, as well as, I think, two-time Ontario champs as well. And I watched these guys play last week. They used the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament as a little bit of a tune-up. Came out, fielded a team. And I will tell you, they do like to score runs, and they do like to score runs later in games. That was my experience certainly last week. And I'm sure we'll see much of the same tonight. This, for sure, will be one of those marquee games of the schedule as we see what Canadian Championship U23 teams are supposed to look like as these guys, again, are defending two-time champs for the last couple of years.
Unfortunately, we asked for a little bit of information from some of the team, and it was slow to come. I wish I had more information on Saskatchewan. What I'm kind of seeing is they're a bit of a youngish team, but they should be good. Otherwise, why would they come from Saskatchewan to play some ball right here in Kitchener, Ontario? We're just about ready to take the field. All the teams are doing their little conference. Rah-rah.
Yeah.
Let's get her going. And looks like the umps are ready.
Not the best color man in the business for nothing. I will say, Delisle's a small town, about 50 kilometers outside of Saskatoon. Did learn that much. With a population of about 1,200 people, as I was told. And that's a rather long trip if you consider. Like I said earlier today, we have a team from Newfoundland, and I was shocked doing some research to find out that St. John's is actually closer to the coast of Ireland than it is even to Winnipeg in our own country. So Saskatchewan, that's another step west. And they've certainly made a long trip to get here, and I'm certain they're going to put their best foot forward here and try and show these Ontario folk what Western baseball fastball is all about.
Yeah, just as an aside, a couple of weeks ago we went to Winnipeg for a couple of days, and then we visited some friends in Saskatchewan. They live in Moose Jaw, and it's quite an interesting place. If you get a chance to go out there, I would suggest it. Winnipeg's also a great place. Lots of culture there. See many things and enjoy the ambiance.
I will tell you, without lie, Ron, I was born in Roblin, Manitoba, which is just a little south of Winnipeg, and do come from out west. And again, that whole trip out there, much of Ontario's tree. But when you get out there closer to the prairies, it certainly is beautiful, beautiful country, and any Canadian needs absolutely once in their life to get out and see the border between Saskatchewan and Alberta. Just get out of your car at the border sign and take a look at what the sky looks like living in the bottom of a Dixie cup, as we kind of do here in southern Ontario. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful part of the country, and we'll see what these guys have to offer tonight.
All right, we're almost underway. The battery is Kobe Faubert. He's pitching, number 11. And your catcher is Max Major. Leading off for Tavistock will be number 24, the center fielder, Mason McKay. He's going to be followed by Andrew Van Boekel and Connor Brooks. Mason's playing center field.
And of course, Tavistock in the red and white. And Delisle Pride in the dark unis.
That's strike one. We're off. And we're tied at ones. Two and one. Fouls it up and he's up. Andrew Van Boekel, second baseman, number 69, 68. And he hits it back, line drive to the second baseman. Picks it up on a hop and throws it out to one. First baseman. Connor Brooks, a designated player. Number 7. Two's away.
And Tavistock will hit. They will score runs.
called it. One ball. And that's 2 balls.
Had a really big windup before the release on this pitcher.
Yeah, he really hops, doesn't he?
And he's already got quite a divot there.
3-1. 2-1. Pulls it foul.
He took a good swing, and he looked like he was trying to pull it down the third base line.
He got well ahead of that pitch. Counts at 2-2. There's 2 away. And he slaps it into left center field, and he's going to go for a double. Stand-up double.
That was an easy stand-up double. He might have stretched that to 3. I mean, the situation of the game being different. A lot of speed rounding.
Coming
First.
up to base, Derek Erb. He's playing left field. He's up to bat next. It was a nice little swing he put on that ball. He really got ahead of that foul ball, and he got on all of that one.
Yeah, like I said, solid contact they like to hit.
Put a swing on that one.
He did. That he did.
Something tells me they're not here to walk.
They are not, Cotton. They are not.
Outside. 1-1. Finishes this little walk behind, takes a sign, and we're ready. It's out of play.
Another big swing.
1 ball, 2.
What's going on with the load coming in for Bolton tomorrow?
Oh, skipped that one into the plate.
What's going, what is the broke, what's
2-2. Grabbed the rosin.
Again, we got a new
Probably
set of.
slipped out of his hand a little bit here.
Yeah, it is sticky.
And it fouled her off. Stayed alive.
Again, I'm not sure which 3 exactly, but shout out to Carlos Avila, Dave Thompson, Jeff Venzella, Troy Schwartz, Martin Robitaille, Corey Barrett, and Dave Jackson, who are the men in blue running through this tournament. So shout out to them. Thankless job.
Up the middle. It's going to be close. Close play at first.
Yeah, always hard to be running one way and throwing back across your body, and that's exactly what the second baseman had to do.
Yeah, good call on that one. Like, that was a tough play. I mean, certainly classify that one as an infield hit. Thomas Baker, first base, coming up. Ooh. What's happening? Number 7. 47. All right, that makes sense. That's hiding it from me.
And the
Two
Pride.
away.
Sorry, the Pride.
Run around first and third.
Sorry
One
about
and
that.
one's count. 2 out.
Sorry about that, Ron. Pride seemed to like to leave those big gaps around the center fielder. They got their lefts and rights wide.
Nope. 2 balls, 1.
Looked like he
Oh, 3 and 1.
tried to take a little off that, a little off speed.
And he gets himself a base on balls. Hereafter, I said they're not here to walk. Keenan Bateman, the batter, number 3. Keenan's playing shortstop today. Bases are full. 2 out. Must have been a tad high.
Yeah, and these guys
Ball
are
1.
just figuring out where this particular strike zone is.
And he pops it. Is it dropping? It drops. And that scores 3.
It's a little bit of a bobble by the center fielder who had to come a long way right to make a play on that ball. And a little bit of a bobble in a boot. And Bob's your uncle. You got 2 runs on the board.
Now in box is right fielder number 23, Kyle Wolf.
Kyle Routh. You said Routh was a pronunciation, correct?
Correct, Routh.
All right, you got that correction from our score sheet. Our score sheet shows something else. Thanks for that. And he's out, grounded to first.
Damage done with 3 runs scored.
So 3 runs on 3 hits. And it looks like 1 left on base. That's an early lead for Tavistock. Coming up for Saskatchewan, the Delisle Pride, Max Major. He's catching Ryan Bicknell and Will Major.
And again, if you're just joining us, another shout out to Conestoga College Digital TV Services, who are bringing you via stream all of the games here during the tournament and doing a great job. And so if you are home watching, why don't you tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. Another old cultural reference.
All right, your battery for this game for Tavistock, Nate Running. He's pitching. He's in the 10 spot. He's not batting. And your catcher is Calvin Monroe. So the batter, number 1, Max Major. He's catching today's game. kind of looking down the Tavistock lineup, they've got some pretty dandy pitchers. Got a couple of lefties there, and they put on a good show.
That they do. I don't think you're back-to-back champions for nothing.
So let's see if Delisle can get on the board. Max Major. First pitch swing, hits it, tips it off. One strike on Max. We're set. And he hits it a long ways. Looks like he's got a stand-up double.
Yep. Low little burner, deep.
Hits it into left center.
Yep.
Batting number 22, Ryan Bicknell. He's playing center field.
Seem to be seeing already more power out of these two teams than the previous games.
Right. And he's looking at that first and saying, I'm going to swing at her. Got one strike. Looks like these guys aren't taking walks at this rate. Looks like they're here to swing the bat. Oh, check swing. Did he go around? Got to check with he. Looks like not. Looks like he checked it on time. 1-1.
I guess if you're Saskatchewan, you got to know who these folks are, and you got to know you got to be putting up runs, and you're not just going to poke and poke and poke.
Yeah, you can't mess around too much if you're down 0-3 or 3-0 at the first half of the first. See if Nate can come back on this batter. And he looked like he checked his swing. Three and one. And the count's now full. Looks like Nate came all the way back.
And he did take a rip at it. I mean, earlier, remember a number of occasions, the 3-1 count and the batter laying off, you know? Not these guys.
And he's got a K. Looks like Will Major is now coming up, number 7. Will is the shortstop in today's game. Gets a signal and gets himself ready. That's like he's behind. Ball 1. That was a bit high there. Got the signal. And again.
You can really hear these guys in the dugout cheering their fellow players on.
And it's in the dirt. He's behind 3-0. See if we can come back on this guy.
Yeah, looks like we have a little bit of a timeout there.
3-1. Taking all the way. Count's now full. He's battling back.
That he is. That he is.
It's no foul tip.
We had a little something there to
but he
say.
Cut the ball. Catcher cut the ball. So
Yeah, a little something to say to the umpire there. Maybe some early frustration, though it seems kind of too early for that.
that's Ethan Sommerfeld, third base, now batting. Not sure what the question was. Foul tip, third strike, you're out. It's caught by the catcher, obviously. Anyway, runner on second, 2 away. Ethan Somerville, he's batting. Like I said, third base.
Really wide stance.
Oh, threw him the change on the first pitch. That was interesting.
He's got a really, really wide stance. I don't know how you develop a lot of power. If you watch him here, he sets up really, really wide. I'm not sure.
Sometimes they close off. Otherwise, it's just from the hips.
Right. See, I don't see any leg kick or anything.
Nope.
His left leg's not coming up at all. And that to me is just get it out and get it playable somewhere shallow. But with 2 out.
Yeah, if he pokes one over the infield, maybe they'll score. If that's what he's looking for. Not sure I see him as a power hitter. And it's out of play. Third base side. 1 ball, 2 away. Man on second.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he pokes it through that infield, scoring a run. That was a closer play in the third than I would have thought. At home, I mean.
Yeah.
Scores the run.
Nice slide in there.
He's nice single and RBI.
So I guess the wide stance there. Nice little poke. I guess doesn't really matter. It's not how, it's how many.
Well, it was like I said, he's just trying to get it out of the infield and poke it through, so which he succeeded. Evan Young, the first baseman, is now batting. This guy's the other fella. Evan there, he's taking a bit of a stride. A bit of a leg kick.
And he's back deep too.
And he got him trying to steal second.
Gunned out. It was close.
It was a good throw, man. So got one across. 2 hits. Your score, 3-1 for Tavistock. Jack Becker, Kelvin Monroe, and then back to the top of the order.
And again, important to score that run. Keep yourself in the game. Get a little confidence going.
See what happens with the bottom of the order coming up. Three, four, five batters sure did their damage last inning. And it's Jack Becker playing third base. So while we're waiting a split second, you were out at the Village Caterer food truck. You get any good food back there?
Of course I did, Ron. Of course I did.
What do they all got back there anyway? I got to go after the game.
Hamburgers. They've got Philly cheesesteaks. One morning last week, I had I guess we'd call it a Canadian back bacon sandwich. It was quite lovely and absolutely corrosive to my heart and my arteries, but absolutely delicious. And they've been here all week. They were here last week for the Memorial Tournament, and they're here again this week.
All right, so if you're out here, you grab a snack. All right,
Absolutely.
looks like we're ready to rock and roll here again.
Great fries, too. They had good
Great fries. All right, Jack Becker, third baseman. He's up to bat. And we have our first pitch. Looks like a little outside. At least I didn't get the umpire signal or what's happening on the scorecard. And that's a strike. 1-1. Fouls it down the first baseline.
Still nothing on the scoreboard, but I'm sure you're right. I think it's a 1-2.
And he pulled it down the first baseline. These guys are ahead of the pitch. On deck, we have Calvin Monroe. He's catching the game. If somebody wants to talk about it. Not sure if the pitcher's unhappy with his landing spot or
Yeah.
he's doing a lot of shuffling of the dirt.
Yes, he is. But again, that wasn't something that was created by somebody else. That was he really moves through that circle, and he really takes a hard jump, and
Alrighty.
that was divoted out.
We're ready to rock and roll again. Jack Becker still at bat. It's upstairs. If I'm not mistaken, 3-1's account. Shows 2-1 on the scoreboard, but oh, there it is. They updated 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Whoa. And he lost them. Jack earns a base on balls. Calvin Monroe, the catcher, coming up. I can't see these guys playing small ball.
No, like I said,
Like no bunting or
no, they were hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting.
so he's going to prove me wrong, right? Nope.
No, I
Took a
don't think
big
they
cut
will.
there.
To be honest with you, as I said, I watched a couple of games with these guys specifically last week, and they were swinging.
That's strike 1. Pitcher set. Oh, fake the bunt.
He did there.
High. Oh. Told you he'd prove me wrong.
And there he goes, and he tries to lay one down again.
Not sure he tried to lay the first one down. Sometimes a fake bunt will get your man over to second, but
Come get him now, what a boy. One ball. Two strikes.
well, no bunting now. He's got 2 strikes on him. And he swings and misses. We have a K. Back to the top of the order, number 24, Mason McKay. Playing center field today. He popped
There's a
to the first baseman, the first at bat.
great crew of grounds people here, and I know as we sit here and watch the pitcher here try and tidy up some of these divots, they do a great job between games getting these all cleaned up.
And we have a stolen base.
So if there is a divot here, it came early on, and it's don't think there's a reason for it to be any different than any other game.
Before this game, they had all the sprinklers on and kind of wet down the field.
Yeah, every game they do that.
Oh, hi there. 2 balls. Oh, that's a long hit.
Down to deep left center and to the cutoff third baseman, or shortstop rather.
Big fly ball to left center. Got himself another double. Or not another double, but another double for Tavistock.
I can't see that score a run too.
Andrew Van Boekel. Yes, the score did run.
There we go.
The run did score? I must be dyslexic. I said that backwards.
It's entirely possible.
Number 68, Andrew, up to bat. Nice Irish name. That's what I say about all Dutch guys. And he slams it into left field. Got himself an RBI.
And another run scores.
Number 7, Connor Brooks, the designated player. Hit a double last time up to bat. One ball, one out, one on base. A little high and outside, as you like to say.
And the stands are quite full, and we've got quite a contingent now who have made some temporary homes at the just outside the fence.
2 balls, let's see what happens. And another hit. Left center advances a run to third, and he made it to second.
And I think that's 3 in a row to the same spot in that left center field.
Coming to bat, Derek Erb, the left fielder. And we're going to talk about it. Oh, they're going to replace the pitcher.
That talk lasted all of about 6 seconds.
So Faubert is out. And we're going to have to catch his number here.
23-6 is it?
That
It was 11. 11 was out.
yeah, Faubert
13 is
number
in.
11's out. 23
13.
is taking the mound.
23.
And
13.
who is 23 for Team Saskatchewan?
I will tell you.
It's Owen Cox by the looks of it.
It is. That it is. And again, it wasn't pitching poorly. It's Tavistock hits the ball. That's what they do, and that's what they've done today. I don't know that someone new on the mound is going to drastically alter things.
No, that's being a pessimist. Talk to their
Not
coach.
not if you're you know, a Tavistock supporter. That's
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Are you a Tavistock supporter?
I am not a Tavistock supporter. I am.
We're not supposed to be anything.
No, I am nothing.
We're just kidding around, folks.
I am merely an observer.
We're having it's an interesting game going on here. And sometimes you just have to have one of those days where the other team hits you. Let's see what happens this inning. The rest of the inning. We do have one out on a strikeout. That was Calvin Monroe. I believe that's Derek Erb, who hit a single in his last at bat.
We'll see if he can't find the gap in right.
A little low on the inside. One and one. Kind of interesting to see what a lefty pitchers will do against these guys. Have they faced a lefty pitcher to your knowledge, or
I do not know.
you didn't catch that? Okay,
Didn't
well, that's
catch
fair
that.
enough. I
Didn't
mean,
catch it.
it was just a question. Ooh. 2 balls, 1. Look, sometimes it can make a difference,
Yeah.
righty versus lefty.
Yeah. It would seem to me, though, that for a lefty, that ball would be coming to the outside of the plate for the batter anyway, more often than not.
Men in scoring position, first and second, two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And he caught him looking. That's 2 away. Thomas Baker, first base. He's up to bat. And he got himself a base on balls last time he was up to bat. Facing the new pitcher.
And a local boy from Kitchener, Ontario.
Looks like ball 1. Hit would kind of crack this one open.
Oh, yeah, 2 men on, second and third. Yeah.
Catch the signals. And we're almost set. There we go.
Wow, that was a really good stab by the shorty.
Shortstop made a spectacular play. That was spectacular. He
Yeah.
dove, even tried to make the out.
Yeah.
It was just a tough play.
And he didn't miss by much.
I would call that an infield signal. There's no error on that one. Number 3, Keenan Bateman, the shortstop, up to bat. Umpires checking on the player, make sure he's okay. If that last pitch had gone through, there the hit past the shortstop, that would have been 2 more in for sure. Trying to get their act together here. Let's get our signals going, folks. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, bases loaded. he flies it to right. He picks it up off the bounce. It was hard to tell from here if he caught it on the fly, but looks like it was a bounce.
It was a bounce. Yeah, he did catch it on a bounce. Yeah. And another 2 runs.
Kyle Routh hit it to first base unassisted last time up. Two's away. The pitch. And it's a bit high.
Nice to see some full stands here.
He's behind 2-0. Kind of trying to regroup here.
A little bit of that heat is dissipated. It'll be a nice game under the lights coming up after this one.
And that's a strike. Runner moves up to second. Runner in first and third.
Oh, wow.
Great play by the second baseman.
Bobbled the line drive, but managed to recover in time to get it to first base for the out.
So that's another 4 in. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 runs on 5 hits and a couple of base on balls and a couple left on base.
I know I mentioned this before, but I will remind you if you're sitting at home. We've got another game coming up at 8:30 this evening. The Wyerton Red Devils versus the Nova Scotia Selects. That'll be again at 8:30 p.m. Under the lights, as we say, likely. Those lights will come on. And then tomorrow again, we start bright and early at 11 a.m. with Nova Scotia versus these Delisle Pride.
Coming up for Saskatchewan, Evan Young, the first baseman, number 20. Tom Norris, the designated player, and Caden Fidak. He's playing second base. We've seen a couple of nice plays from both the shortstop and the second baseman in this game.
Yeah, infield play's been good. Tavistock's just not bothered with the infield too much. They've hit for some power here and pushed the ball out of the infield most often than not.
Low and out. Oh, they called it a strike. That surprised me. Slow call.
Yeah, I do notice this ump does like to take his time. It looks like he's making the call for the catcher and the batter, but that hand signal comes a little later. It kind of appears as though he takes his time to think about it a little bit and then make the call.
Right. Kind of throws me off a little bit. You think it's a ball and got to learn just to wait a little bit. 0-2. And he pokes it to stay alive. Decided to spoil it.
1 ball, 3 strikes.
To the second baseman. And over to first. That's a 4-3. 1 out. Tom Norris, a designated player. Number 6. Number 20. Evan Young. Oh, I know what happened. That was Charles Leclerc. He was fielder's choice, so that's why he's out. I jumped the batter. Sorry, folks. Number 20, Evan Young, now batting. Leclerc was up to bat when caught stealing.
Long, lanky pitcher, nice long stretch into his wind up there. Much quieter with his follow through than most of the other pitchers that I've seen today.
Looks like the count's full with 1 away. And the pitcher set, got his signal. And he hits a seeing eye single.
And that kind of eluded the third baseman and the shortstop, both right in the gap.
Tom Norris, a designated player. Possible double play. Nope. No time. Young was caught out at second. Norris is on as a fielder's choice.
Had to rush that throw from second to third and kind of put it in the dirt a little bit.
Karen Fedek. Caden Fedek. Second base. 2 away. Pitch. And it's a hopper back to the pitcher, and he's out of the inning. So, 1 left on. 1 hit, nothing across. So we're kind of back where we started last inning. Back to Jack Becker playing third base and Calvin Monroe the catcher, and then back to the top of the order. Yeah. Boy, it seems longer. Sorry? Seems longer. Yeah. Your score is 7-1 in favor of Tavistock. Jack Becker. He had a base on balls his last at bat. Get things started for Tavistock. Yep, strike one.
We'll see if they
I
can't.
learned to wait for the umpire that time.
Yeah,
Looked pretty good.
it did. We'll see if they can't add to a there you go. Already significant lead here.
It's a single into left field. The catcher, Calvin Monroe, coming up to bat with men on first. Nobody out. The top of the third. It's a chopper on first and double play.
Again, great infield play by the shortstop. Coming in to tag second base and throw to first. Well, then again, the infield hasn't been the issue. Huh?
Wipes out the runners on base. You're right. Infield's been great. Just when they hit him through the holes. Number 24, Mason McKay, playing center field. He popped out to the first baseman his first at bat, and he had a double in his last at bat. With the distances, it's really hard to make double plays in fastball, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. Even getting that ball out of the glove, you know, like it's bulky, you know, it's in there, it's bulky.
Oh, a little tapper, and he's out 5-3. Well, it's nothing in that inning. No errors and a couple of great plays we saw.
Yeah.
You're right about that, Sean.
Yeah.
About getting that ball out of your glove. It's a big ball, big glove. It makes it tough. Coming up for Saskatchewan, the Delisle Pride, we should have Rhett Bernard. Bernard? How would you pronounce that? Bernard or Bernard?
Bernard, I would think, yeah.
Is that Francais?
No, Bernard would be
Oh,
Francais.
Bernard.
Bernard would be Francais, but
You
sometimes
don't even say
these
the
guys,
D in French, is that right?
correct. But
Yeah.
sometimes these guys, but that's not French anyway. But if it was French, it would be Bernard. But the French guys from the small places in Ontario don't like it when you say their name with a French accent, so they like it better when you say.
So
You
where
know.
did you learn your French accent?
I am an Anglophone completely, but I went through French immersion for a number of years. Studied abroad in France, university there,
Excellent.
and now I'm using it every day.
Right, thanks for the insight. Do you
Yeah.
teach French?
I do.
Very
That
good.
I do. That's my day job.
That's your day job.
It is.
This is your fun job?
Yeah, this is my fun job. Yes.
Okay, number 12, Rhett. He's getting ready to come up to bat. He's playing left field today. It's his first at-bat this game in the bottom of the third for the Saskatchewan Delisle Pride.
Heck, I would have been out there singing the anthem too if I thought they needed somebody. I'll have to remember that for next year.
Nick delivers the pitch, and it's a strike.
We'll
It's
see.
always good to start a batter off with a strike.
Yeah, we'll see if they can't start to claw back into this lead here.
It's popped. Is it within reach? Nope. Just out of the first baseman's reach.
Well, not for lack of trying, though.
You got that right. 2-2. Brett's having himself a good at bat here. Full count. Leadoff batter in the bottom of the third. And he fouls her off. Looks like Running wanted to put him away, but he got a piece of that ball.
He did in a full count.
And he walks him. Now it's back to the top of the order for Max Major, our catcher.
No batting gloves. That
That's
strikes me
unusual.
as odd.
Hate to get one off the bat on that. And it fouls it down the first base line. Got it way ahead of that one.
Yeah, that's down in the thin part. You would think without gloves on your hand, that they'd still be buzzing.
It sting. Yep, you're right.
I guess with the new bats, and I don't know how much that's a factor anymore.
It's 1-1. Had to wait for the umpire on that one. That was close. Pitcher set. And he tips it straight back. Often that's a sign he's right on the speed. Maybe he'll throw him a slow one to change the pace. Nope. Whoa, that was close.
Yeah,
Tried to get him at first.
Yeah. Something I've noticed today too that I noticed last week that I haven't noticed today is batters in the boxes timing out those pitchers and timing out their swings. They seem to be just kind of using it as a warm-up spot as opposed to a timing spot. And I don't know if maybe that's having something to do with a little bit of lack of offense here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
They'll
do.
sit there in that box and they'll
Yeah.
time out their swing with the pitcher.
Right.
And time out their swing with the pitcher. But I don't see a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I used to tell them to do that all the time. That's what you're there for. You got a job to do. High pop, big run, and the right fielder comes in to get it. And a hold runner back at first base.
Just now I'm interested. I got to watch here and see what's going on with these next few batters to see if everyone's kind of doing that or.
Number 22, Ryan Bicknell, the center fielder. He struck out his last time at bat. One out, one on. Yeah, it depends on the batter, really, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting, in the old days, you just went to one side or the other. Oh,
That is a fair ball down the third base
down the
line.
third base line and stand up. Did himself a double. Advance to runner third, runner on first and third.
Sorry, I kind of jumped on you there. I don't know how well you can see exactly down that
I
third
saw it
base
go
line.
down.
So
I figured it'd be fair. That's good. No worries. That's interesting because batters, when they're on deck, they can pick either side now. Used to be you're restricted to the side you're on that your team is on.
yeah, I don't understand that. I don't know why they'd want batters running back and forth.
Depends on the side the batter's hitting on. Typically. Not always.
I guess it's just a circle. I mean, you're standing in a circle. It doesn't matter what side you're on, I guess.
Fouled it. Got a little action happening here. One away. Runner on second and third.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being picky, but I don't see it out of the on-deck man either again this time. So.
Oh, he's right here.
No, I can see
Oh,
him.
I
I
see
just
what
don't
you're
see
saying.
him,
Yeah, doing
working on the timing is all. I don't know. I mean, from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem complicated, but when you're standing at home plate and that ball's coming at you, it's coming quick, right?
Right. 1-2, one away. Runner on second and third. Pitch is ready. And
You're sitting there wondering why that ball's getting bigger and bigger, and then it hits you.
caught looking. Number 16, Ethan Somerville, the third baseman.
Again, bad puns, bad jokes.
Saskatchewan threatening to score here. Trying to see if they can get back into this one, score a run at a time.
And again, am I correct to say that they cannot lead off a base?
Only after that's left the pitcher's hand.
Right, so that's not then a lead off then, I guess. And that if a player was deemed to have left the bag before the ball left the pitcher's hand, would he be deemed out then?
He
or?
would be out. Now, if you look at the runners, usually they have they're 1 foot behind and the other behind the plate, and he fouled it off. So what happens is he can take a step without leaving the base.
Yeah, I see.
So when he lines up, his left foot is against the base. His right foot's way behind.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
So as he moves forward, as the pitch moves forward.
right. I guess you can kind of time that out pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the pitcher, once he's in motion, can't stop. That's the same as a balk, and it wouldn't be
Well,
fair
he
either, right?
You can't stop, really.
Right.
It's virtually physically impossible once he's midair, sort of thing. Oh, just over the third baseman's head. It's a bit of a reach. Scores 2.
Nice little pop. Just high enough and just inside the line enough.
That's 2 runs batted in for Somerville. Charles Leclerc coming up, number 10.
Well, I'll take a little bit of the pressure off.
Oh, I was trying to keep up the scorecard. What happened?
That's
there?
all right. It was a little bouncer to the shortstop who tagged second base. It was close, but forced out on
4
2.
unassisted.
Yeah.
So what do we got? We got 2 in on 2 hits.
And again, that's a little bit of breathing room moving into the fourth inning for Delisle as they have a little bit of space now to kind of relax and kind of get recentered. The gap and the score isn't quite so great, and they're 2 runs farther away from that 7-run mercy rule you were speaking of earlier.
Coming up, for Tavistock, Andrew Van Boekel, Connor Brooks, and Derek Erb.
And again, if you're watching and listening, you are watching and listening because of CCD TV, that's Conestoga College Digital Television, who are here this week, providing live streaming of these games so that any and all can enjoy. Under 23 World Championship fast pitch. So check out the website and look and see what Conestoga's got to offer.
And he's out trying to bunt for a single. Ran into the ball. Coming up, Connor Brooks, a designated player, number 7.
And that's a little
He's had
sorry.
2 doubles, actually. Sorry.
It's just a little unfortunate. It was a nice bunt. Like, Delisle hadn't moved much at all, and he started his run down the baseline.
And theoretically, what you're supposed to do is run outside the line so that even if the ball hits you, you're never out. And he pops it. Can't see if it's within play.
That's catchable, and it's caught by the third baseman. Yeah.
Derek Erb now at bat. Derek's got a single and a caught looking.
That's a big swing.
And hit by pitch. Number 49, Thomas Baker. Scorecard or scoreboard shows 1 away. I believe there's 2. Van Boekel on running into his bunt. And the pop up to third base, number 7, Connor Brooks.
We may be looking at a substitution here, too, on the part of Tavistock.
We'll keep an eye on that. Pitcher's keeping loose. So we got a new runner on first. Number 50, is it?
Looks like, yeah.
Quite catch the number.
Oh, maybe 55, Gary Baker. 51, Jackson Gilbert. We'll take a look.
Ooh, that's hit a ways.
That looks like 51, Ron.
Foul. Does it look foul?
Yeah, it's 51,
And he's
Ron. That's
caught.
Jackson Gilbert.
So 51 ran for Derek. And Baker popped out to the third baseman. One left on.
And
And
Tavistock,
it was hit
sorry,
by a pitch.
Tavistock takes the field. And our 4 up here, and I'm sure Delisle would like to close that gap even more as we approach that all-important 5th inning threshold. Certainly don't want to leave the door open for Tavistock to punch a couple of more runs in and end this one in a real hurry. So kind of an important inning for Delisle right now to put another run or 2 up on the board and close the gap a little bit.
Coming up, number 20, Evan Young playing first base. Tom Norris, the designated player, and Caden Fidak, second baseman. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Score 7-4, and the pitcher is set. And it's called strike. Second base, bobbled a little and makes the throw. Number 6, Tom Norris, the designated player. 1 away. And it's through the left side of the infield. Got himself a single.
And on the Saskatchewan Delisle Pride side, Coach Joel Durham, Wade Harris, and Darren Faubert, or Faubert probably.
Number 9, Caden Fadak, second base. Man on first, 1 away. A little high, the ump says. Ball 1.
And again, starting with a really wide stance, but then at least a little step with that left foot. Give himself some options.
Makes it to the opposite field. Runner going to third, and they let him go.
Yeah,
Runner on first and third.
he really got a lot of zip.
Got himself a single.
Put a lot of zip on that.
First at bat, he grounded out to the first baseman. Now he snuck it right by him.
We'll take a little second for a little conference on the mound. Maybe they've picked up on a little something. Some information or some.
Coming up to bat will be Rhett Bernard, the left fielder, number 12. Got himself a base on balls last time at bat, and he scored the run.
Maybe they're talking about the runner looking at signs and stuff like that.
They concede the run, take the out on first.
There's the run and close the score to 3 runs.
Max Major steps to the plate.
The second base runner looked like he was going to go there. The catcher looked him off.
Looks like another hit. Hit the gap. brought it in, scored another run, got himself another double.
This is turning
That's
out
his
to be
second double of the game.
a tighter game than I thought it was going to be at the start. Certainly, they are certainly clawing back into it. And I guess with the number of players on the field and the size of the field, there certainly is enough space. If you can just work it through the infield, there's enough space to get some distance on a run.
Ryan Bicknell, center fielder. Yep. Ryan got himself a double last at bat. Struck out the first time.
And I think I just realized why it looks so different to me, because I would, like on a baseball field, which is what I would have been used to seeing, those bags would have been backed almost right up to that grass line there, and there wouldn't be such a gap then between the fielders and the infield. And that's why it looks a little spaced out there. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, there's a few more feet in the baseball diamond. I think it's 90 and 60. 60 feet, 6 inches, something silly like that. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, man on second. Counts at 2-2. 2 out, man on second. Bunch of twos are wild. Fouled out of play. And another hit. It's time to right field.
And another run. He scores from second. And I guess that's the thing in a relatively short tournament like this. I mean, I think the teams are playing, I think, a total of 7 games prior to the semis or finals. And that puts a lot of pressure on you to be good right off the bat. But bum.
Looks like we have a pitching change happening. Taking over for Tavistock will be number 43, Ty Boyd.
Take a few pitches to warm up the arm, and then we'll be underway again to finish off the bottom of the 4th. Score now 7-6. Just a short inning or inning and a half ago was 6-2 or 7-2, and I was kind of thinking this might be over quick, but certainly the Pride has clawed their way back into this game. And
Yeah, you got to give him credit.
yeah. And again, same thing as with Murno. Just pumping runs in, not hitting for huge power, but certainly making contact with the ball, getting it out of the infield and advancing runners. And again, same kind of effect as we saw with the Newfoundland team earlier today.
Will Major will be coming up to bat. He struck out twice, once looking. Looks like Boyd is set. Man on first, 2 out. Fouls it off. Is it me, or are those, at least the two pitchers that we just seen, they're pretty big guys.
They are. That they are.
Big boys.
Yeah.
I use the term loosely. Whoa. Counts 1-1. 2 away. Pitcher set. Put a little extra on that one.
One thing I do notice too is when those batters with those helmets on, those helmets are so filled with so much protective foam, makes the heads look so big, makes the bodies look small.
Delivered a changeup, and it's looks like a high fly out to center field. So they did a little damage there.
That they did significant damage.
So now they have 6 runs. So what do they go? Score another 1, 2, 3 runs. 3 before. So anyway, yeah, it's good. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 4 hits. Your score is 7-6 after 4 complete.
It looked like Tavistock took a little second to get their whole team together just outside the dugout as they were coming in. Maybe take a minute to settle things down. You know they've been here before. It's not their first time. And again, they're endeavoring to three-peat, which is certainly not an easy thing to do. But you've got enough guys on this squad that have been here before, that know what it's like to be under the pressure. To even early in a tournament like this, as I say, they're playing, I think, 6 or 7 games, I think. And taking a little moment just to settle the nerves, maybe calm down, come up with a plan, and then activate here. As I said to you before, last week, they do like to hit, and they do like to hit late in games.
Batting the shortstop, number 3, Keenan Bateman. He's got himself a single and a double. On deck, number 23, Kyle Routh. Evens count, 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. On Keenan. Stays alive.
And Owen Cox, the pitcher for the Pride, looks like he's calmed himself down now. He's had several good pitches in a row down the pipe that have been strikes. See if he can continue.
And he struck him out. Foul tip. Kyle Roth, right fielder, number 23. He's had himself a so-so day. 3 unassisted and a 4-3. Second to first. Like he's behind 2-0.
And it looks like he's not missing by much. It's just a little low these last couple of pitches. He had a good set with the previous batter.
And he pops it into short right field. Oh, he dared him. Has himself a nice little single into short right field. Jack Becker's going to be batting. Number 2, third baseman, He's got a base on balls and a single. And it was erased on a double play last inning, or 2 innings ago. A little tight. 1 ball, no strikes, 1's away. And he fouls it back. Looks like he was right on that pitch.
Oh, shows bunt, pulls off. May have to take a little pit stop at the end of the first base line on the way out here at the end of this game. We'll have to see.
2 balls, 1 away. And on first, Calvin Monroe on deck. Just a high infield cut by your second baseman. Makes it 2 away. Calvin Monroe, the catcher, number 22. Struck out and hit into that double play. Nice tight ball game. Ball 1, 2 away, 1 on. Kind of way behind in the count. See if the batter's got the green light.
You would have to think here with the runner on first and 2 out.
Taking all the way.
Wow.
Runners on first and second. Back to the top of the order. Number 24, Mason McKay. Mason's popped out, grounded out, and he's hit a double. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Time's called. And he steps back into the box. Is it me or is it starting to cool down a little bit out there? It's looking a little nicer.
It is, and the sun's not pouring through the window quite so much here. It looks like people have kind of moved out from underneath the sunshades and out into the stands a little bit here to enjoy the evening.
Nice cut on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And on first and second, they'll be running with contact. And he got him looking.
Oh, a little bit of disagreement there. from
again.
Mason McKay. Yeah.
Nothing across. They did get a single and a base on balls, leaving 2 people on base. After 5.5, your score 7-6.
And again, both crews with a lot of hits. Right? 10 for Tavistock and 9 for the Pride. So they're making good contact. And again, little loopies over the infield and advancing runners, and got a
Coming up
close
in-
game.
Coming up, Ethan Somervelt, third base, Charles Leclerc, third right fielder, Evan Young, first base. Do 1 or 2.
We of course would like to thank all of the sponsors for making this event possible. We've got some long-term tournament sponsors and assistance from Haldeman Construction, as well as from McCarter Greenspan Lawyers, MTE Consultants, MHPC Planning, Urban Design, and Landscape Architecture, as well as the Lions Club. And Jody Ait from Ace Home and Garden in Mitchell, Exeter, and Arthur, SBC Easton Sports, Rawlings, Expressway Ford, New Hamburg, the Skelton family, and of course Conestoga College, who is providing the streaming for these games, again, on their digital TV.
Thanks for that, Sean. Ethan Somervelt's coming up to bat. He's got a single, 2 singles actually. I thought it was a single and a double, but he's down for 2 singles and he's good to go. Number 16. Playing right field. Looked awful close, but ball 1. Tried to drop it on the inside corner. Evens the score at 1.
And again, really wide stance. And again, no step with the left foot. That just seems so strange to me.
It's just one of those series of ball, less movement.
I guess
less
if you can
things
get your
to
body
drop
around, yeah.
and so you don't move so much, you don't drop your arms, etc. It's one of those series. You know, that's the interesting thing about, well, fastball, but also any other sport. As things change or grow, people have different ideas and things. As you say, this number 16 Somervelt, he's kind of going by the swing at the hips sort of thing, and the other guys like to get the step in.
And again, I'm speaking as though there's any chance that I could get around on any of those balls. Certainly at my age, like I'm under 23, or I could possibly take a cut at one of those things.
I'd take a swing after it's back to the pitcher.
Yeah, it'd already be through the catcher's mitt and then on the way back to the pitcher by the time I got done my swing. And I might end up on the ground.
Full count, nobody out. And you got him. Evan Young. Evan's got a single and he grounded out to the shortstop. Sorry, Charles Leclerc. I jumped one ahead there.
We did that last time with Charles
Yeah,
Leclerc.
Must have a mental block.
A mental block Québécois.
Oui. Ah, c'est bien. Charles was up to bat with a caught stealing, and he's grounded out and lined out to the shortstop. Two strikes, one ball, one out. Took a good little rip on that one.
Yeah, that was a full
2-2.
swing for sure. Yeah.
And he caught him looking. Looks like Boyd's kind of found a groove. And now we have our first baseman, Mr. Evan Young, number 20. And he's got himself a single and a 4-3. Second baseman to first baseman, ground out.
That seemed to be a swing he came around on, though, too.
And he fouls it back.
And another deep cut. And this is, again, now we're about an hour and a half into this game. Seems to be taking a little longer than the previous games. The sun is setting beautificently in the west
the
here.
lights are coming on.
That's right. That's right. Take me out to the ball game. And certainly,
ball,
again,
two.
certainly again, we've got another game coming up at 8:30. And if you're sitting at home, come on out and enjoy some good fastball.
Oh, he fouled it off his leg. Walking it off. And he caught him looking. That's 3 caught lookings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 5 complete, your score is Tavistock 7, Saskatchewan, Delisle Pride 6. We've got ourselves a barn burner here, folks. Hope you're enjoying the game. We're hoping you're enjoying it, and we're happy to bring it to you.
Again, as we start the 6th, and I know I've been over this before, but we should always remember to say thanks to all the volunteers and all the people who help out to make events like this happen. Without them, these events don't happen. And certainly, if you're interested, as I said to you before, 2025, at the end of August, August 27th to the 31st, there will be 3 championship events all coming up within those 4 days that I mentioned to you. And certainly, if you are looking to volunteer, there is never a shortage of positions here. You can certainly look through www.softball.ca, and you can certainly contact Fastball Kitchener Promotions to find out where you could be of service.
Number 68, Andrew Van Boekel, now the second baseman, is now batting. Takes a look at that first pitch. Connor Brooks is on deck. Takes a nice swing at that one. If I'm not mistaken, up in New Hamburg, the under 18s, under 19s are coming up in a couple of weeks. If you want to catch some fastball, you head out there. He fouls it back. Only reason I bring that up is because they're asking for volunteers. So, anybody interested? Oh, kind of taps it, foul. Checking the swing.
Certainly, I wouldn't be here if I hadn't taken a look. This is the first time that I've been involved with this event. And I've had an amazing amount of fun in the last couple of days, meeting great people and learning new things.
It's in the dirt.
And of,
It's a count at 2.
of course, it takes me back to the younger days. I played football for many, many years, and hockey as well, and listening to the boys yell and scream at each other and the camaraderie that's involved in these kind of team sports. I mean, your kids should see this. And certainly no hesitation in getting them involved in activities like this, getting them outside, getting them to be part of something bigger than themselves. And certainly that's the whole team concept here.
Tips it. Stays alive at 2-2. Andrews got himself a single at previous at bat. He scored. Not this last at bat in the 4th, but in the 2nd inning.
And I'm taking a second run and looking at this lovely feed from Conestoga College Digital TV. It is lovely. It looks 4K to me. It looks lovely.
And he fouls it back again. Staying alive. Pitcher's kind of talking to himself a little bit, patting on his thigh, saying, man, can I get it past this guy? And he did. The batter, Connor Brooks, the designated player. Jason Gilbert, who ran for Derek Erb, he's on deck. And that's ball 1. 1 away. That's hit a long ways.
That is going to come down somewhere in Baden. We'll let you know when we find out.
That's a home run for Connor.
No, I guess that's
Goes all to that one.
Cambridge. That's Cambridge. That's Baden's over that way. I don't know. It was a long way. It was a long way. First jack I've seen today. But again, I don't think Tavistock checks a swing too often, and here we are late in the game, and here they are hitting for power.
Number 51, Jason Gilbert. Like I said, he ran for Derek Erb. Adds a little bit of insurance for Tavistock. They're up by 2 now, 8-6. Not sure how much insurance they'll need. Looks like Saskatchewan has been hitting the ball pretty well. And he fouls it back.
They have been, and it's been steady. Like a couple of runs this inning, 3 runs this inning. It's not all coming at one time. It's not coming from errors. It's just coming from steady play. They're buckled down, and they have clawed their way back. And I don't know. I mean, that's not out of reach. Right? Doesn't feel like it's out of reach, certainly, for them.
Ooh, we try to lead one down. Use his speed. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. 1 in. Fouls it back. Pitcher gets a signal. It's coming set. And it's a strikeout. Took a cut. Thomas Baker, number 49. First baseman. See what he's got for today. He's got himself a base on ball, a single, and a pop out to the first baseman.
And he's a large individual. I don't see him looking to lay anything down here. I think he's looking to knock one into a glass of beer over there under the tent at the end of the first base line.
Two away. Balls are all straight and away, and the umpire's happy, and the players are happy. As I said, Baker playing first base. Got himself a base on balls and a single. And a foul ball. Outside. 1-1. Umpire took a good look at that one.
You can certainly hear the boys in the dugout. It's getting to be that time here as we're at the top of the 6th. And every run matters, every hit matters at this point.
Oh, I nicked him. Number 3, Keenan Bateman, the shortstop. Keenan's got himself a double and a single and a strikeout. Two's away.
That is a fair ball. Just fair down the first base
Gets
line.
himself a single, just beyond the reach of that first baseman. Now we got runners on first and third with 2 away.
Sorry, I just
Kyle Routh is on deck.
just happened to see that because I was staring right down the line.
See what happens here. See if they can put a few across or a little high and outside. One ball, no strikes, 2 away. Runners on the corners. And a swing. They took a good rip at that one. Counts 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Have a tense moment in this game. And he fouls it back. Back and up over the screen. Count remains 1-2. To the second baseman for the out.
Looked a little dicey there, but all is well.
So Kyle grounds out 4-3. Second to first. 2 left on. 1 run and a home run. We had 2 hits, a home run and a single. Score is 8-6. After the top of the 6th. Coming up for Saskatchewan, Delisle Pride. The designated player, Tom Norris, Caden Fadak, and Rhett Bernard.
And I would have said up until about the 3rd inning or 4th inning, there was no way this was going the distance, but it looks like there's no way this is not going the distance now at this point.
Tyler Boyd still pitching. And here's Tom Norris. He's had a decent day. Hit into a fielder's choice and hit a single. And scored. What was that? Got 1 strike on the batter. Evens the count. Did he check?
Oh, he went around.
Umpires checking.
Yeah, he's gone around, yep.
One ball, 2. He taps it down the 3rd baseline. Hoping to keep alive. Punches it down the 1st baseline this time. Going all over the place.
It is.
The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Turned out to be quite a lovely day, all things considered, compared to what the forecast said it was supposed to be. So we have had some good fortune here. Warm, but dry.
Counts even at 2-2. Trying to catch that lower inside corner. And another foul ball.
That was a heck of a catch in right center field by that center fielder boy. I think he took one away.
And they got to fix the fence again. He did run a long way, didn't he?
He did, and he had to stretch to make that play.
Allowed out, as they say. Number 9, Caden Fedek, second base. Coming to bat with one away. Looks over the pitcher. And that's a strike. And it's a little pop, it's shallow, and it's dropping. So he just managed to squeak that one in there. Nice little hit for Caden. He got a single in his last bat also.
And I think we talked about that. I mean, it never seemed, after about the third inning, it never seemed like it was going to be out of reach for this Pride team.
Number 12, Red Bernard, left fielder, based on balls and scored and hit into a fielder's choice.
And of course, the tying runs on, or at home rather. And this could be a new ball game with one swing.
Counts 3-0. Pitcher's ready. And delivers the pitch. Through a strike. Taking all the way was number 12, Brett Bernard.
And that, of course, opens up some options on defense here with one away.
We got Max Major coming up to bat. He's the catcher. He's had himself quite a day. A double, 2 doubles, and a fly out to right. Pops it straight up and back. 2 men on, 1 away. break bunt advances the run. One runner anyway on to third. Men on first and third now.
Yeah, he might have had the opportunity at second. I think he probably could have got there. Being as the infielders were in looking for that bunt, he might have got there.
Straight up. And the second baseman throw home. Close play.
Oh.
And it was... took a bounce and the catcher just
Couldn't hang on.
couldn't hang on. Ryan Bicknell, the center fielder. He has got a double and a single. Struck out his first at bat. He has an RBI to his credit. Back to the first baseman, and the side's retired.
He wants to turn up the lights. I think he'll be able to see if.
Yeah.
Give it a try. He needs to be able to see to keep the score. Are you okay there?
Oh, yeah.
So that'll do it for the sixth inning. One more to go, potentially more, but as it stands right now, 6 more outs potentially. Depends on how well Delisle manages to get through their half of the inning, and so far so good. Again, it's been a wonderful day. We've got another game coming up. Don't forget, after this one, starting, well, was to start at 8:30 on this diamond, so that's not going to happen. But certainly if you want to come out and watch a game, there is one more game to come later on tonight under the lights. And again, with that sun down and the warmth, it is quite a lovely night to be outside. Come on down to the ball yard and check out the action.
Coming up to bat, we've got number 2, Jack Becker, the third baseman. Got a base on balls and a single and pop out to the shortstop. Just, should be an interesting 7th inning. If we get a tie, just a reminder, we probably would go to a international tiebreaker where the runner starts at second. Third baseman, Jack Becker. Fouls it straight back.
And of course, we got Abhishek and Farhan, as well as Bruno from Conestoga College Digital TV here in the Nerve Center, bringing this game to you live stream. And they will be doing that all week. So if you can't come to the ballpark, certainly tune in.
0-1. He takes pitch. A little outside. It's like 1-1. Blew that one past him. 1-2. It's a roller to the second baseman who tried desperately to make a play.
He did try
Good
a
effort,
little
good
flick. Yeah, he did try a little flick there.
We'll call it a single.
Yeah, I don't know that he
Infield
had to.
single,
Yeah.
sort of. And it looks like we have a change coming up.
Should mention as well, while you sort out that change, had the good fortune of working with a couple of individuals, actually one in particular, Mary and Ken Wetlaufer, who are and have been all day down here at Diamond One, running the scoreboard as well as the actual scoring of the game. So a big shout out to Ken Wetlaufer and of course to Mary too, who's been down there all day for all the games.
Jake Foysen, number 93, hitting for Monroe, the catcher. He bunts it. And he sacrifice worked. Moved a man to second. Top of the order, Mason McKay.
And that's a heck of a play there to put that kind of stress on those guys to make those throws down to bases at this point of the game with the score being that close. You know, one little bobble, one little misstep, one little overthrow with the nerves.
That's why he bumped, why he bunted. So I suspect that Monroe will probably come back to catch the last half of the inning, but we'll see. Center fielder, McKay. See, he's got a single, 2 groundouts, and a strikeout.
And how many overs does he have? The answer is no overs because this, of course, is not cricket.
Pops it back.
Although I will admit I have noticed quite a number of folks out there with bats, not baseball bats, cricket bats out in the public parks, whacking the ball around, and I have yet to figure out that game, Ron. I have no idea how that works.
Join the club. Hit straightaway center, long, deep, and advances the runner to third.
Good throw by the center fielder to get that ball into his cutoff man. Didn't have to work it all to get there, and that was instrumental in keeping the runner at third.
So McKay hits a sac fly. Van Boekel up to bat. He's got a single for his effort so far. See if they can push across this run.
You'd almost think you'd almost think they'd need 2 here. The way things have gone, you'd almost think they need 2 more to kind of make this an out of reach kind of thing.
An insurance run is always beneficial, right?
Yeah, it seems Delisle's managed a couple of runs per inning for the last few innings, and I think 3 might be enough, you know? 2 might not, 3 might be.
That's what makes the game so interesting. Falling behind. 3-0. Van Boekel does have an RBI. And he gets a walk. Men on first and third, 2 out. Number 7, Connor Brooks. Sort of. A little bit of action happening on the infield. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Well, they're getting their act together, deciding what they want to do with men on first and third situation.
Yeah, it looks like a little substitution going on here.
I'm not sure what that was about. Now they're putting the runner on. Almost appears like they're loading up the bases, giving an intentional pass
Yeah. Maybe.
and loading up the bases.
Yeah.
So we had 51, Jason Gilbert. He was the pinch runner batting, but it looks like he's taken out of the game. So who's going to hit for him? A little bit of strategy happening here. Number
27, I think. Yep. Derek Erb.
27, Derek Erb, enters the game. So we have a re-entry, Derek Erb. Interesting, these rules these days where you can have a re-entry rule. Of course, if you try to re-enter twice, you're out, but
Yeah. And it's a tough jam, too, for Delisle, right? Being down a run and loading these bases up. You know what that could mean, right?
well, he did that on purpose. So.
Yeah, but I mean, it could backfire in a big way here with a looper over out of the infield. Again, that's 2 more runs, right?
Strategy, I suppose, is you get to force it at any base. So
Yeah.
we'll see what
That's
happens.
the upside. The downside is, right? Even a walk, right, is another run. It's be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, 0-2. This will be interesting, running on contact, of course.
They've backed off the second baseman quite a bit.
Two on, 2 out, 3 on, 2 out. 2 strikes, and the pitch. And a foul tip. He's out of there.
And
Okay, go win it now. Come on.
Delisle avoided the worst of that situation for sure.
So your score remains 8-7.
And one last time as we wait for the bottom half of the 7th, a huge thank you today for all of the sponsors, all of the volunteers, the umpires, certainly the grounds crew here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard, the good fellows, Abhishek, Farhan, Abhishek from Conestoga College Digital TV, and all the people that go into making these events what they are.
All right, we got Jason Monroe. He re-entered the game after being taken out for a pinch hitter. So he's back behind the plate.
What do you think, Ron? If you were a betting man, sorry?
And we got Will Major coming up. He's the shortstop. Struck out and he flied to center field. Then Ethan Somerville and my favorite, Charles Leclerc.
There you go. Charles Leclerc, le francophone.
Charles.
If you were a betting man, Ron, what do you think? Are we doing this or are we doing extra innings tonight?
Oh, I'm not betting.
Okay.
It's been a really interesting game.
Okay.
A really good game. Well played on both sides.
Absolutely.
I suppose I could look through the score sheet, but I don't really recall any errors. I recall some really close plays and
Yep. No errors on the scoreboard.
some exciting plays in the infield.
That's some really good hitting.
If you don't like this ball, you don't like ball. That's kind of the bottom line. It's crazy. This is great. Three balls, no. Pitcher's in a bit of a hole here. system.
And the dugouts are getting a little rowdy now, Ron. A little rowdy.
Ethan Sommerfeld, he's done pretty good. 2 singles, strikeout, scored a run. Have a little conference on the mound. Well, it could go either way, this one. Saskatchewan could score 2, could tie 1. We go to extras. I was supposed to be home by now.
Yeah, and I would say here's where that experience that we talked about at the beginning of the game with Tavistock and all of their national work, I mean, this is where it's got to come into play, right? You got the lead, you got it by 1, you had an early big start, they clawed back, Delisle did, but now you got to put it away. And so this is the opportunity for you to kind of fall back on that experience and close it out, right? That is a pitching change. Reese Yancey making an appearance on the mound.
Just looking at the stats and the information I've been giving, it seems like Reese is their ace.
Most certainly is.
And they're not fooling around here. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm really not supposing you know the answer, but is he related to Dan Yancey?
I do not know that answer.
I
I will tell you in my experience, I've taught a few Yanceys, and there could be some relationship there. There
Well-
certainly are enough around these parts.
Yeah, I would guess, because Dan Yancey, he was one of the best pitchers in the area. Pitched for the Chimers and Twins and several other teams in the area. Pops it up and out of play. I should have looked up that information before. I didn't realize it until this game or actually last game when we were watching the end of it, that Yancey was pitching.
Yeah, and it's tough too. I mean, you can look online and you can find information, but how far you're going to trust it all the time is another story. You know, there's lots of stuff out there, but certainly there are quite a few Yanceys out there.
We got Ethan Somerville.
Might have somebody who knows right in here right now.
Right now. Is he related to Dan Yancey? Dan Yancey?
I don't know.
Oh.
There's a lot of Yankees.
Yeah, well, that's what we're saying. Sorry if we're loud, folks. It's just like Dan's pitched for years.
yeah, no, I batted against him.
You which?
I batted against Dan.
Oh, it struck him out. That was a caught looking.
And so that's why you bring him
Score
in,
remains 8-7.
close it out.
Man on first. One away.
And again, great baseball game, lots of hits both sides.
Number 10, Charles Leclerc. He's had himself a so-so game. He grounded out a couple of times, so we'll see what happens here. He's worked hard.
That has a lot of zip on it, eh? That's coming in a hurry. Oh, that wasn't too far wrong, was it?
It's a foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away.
Just a little bit late on that, but that was coming so fast.
Man on first. And he caught him looking. The old backward K in the scorebook. Got 2 away. Men on first. Saskatchewan. The Wild Pride down to their last out. Number 20. Evan Young playing first base. And he pops up to the third baseman.
And that's ball game.
That's the ball game. We have a victory, 8-7 for Tavistock. Thank you for watching.
And again, we've got another game coming up. Slightly delayed. We're supposed to start at 8:30, and it will start momentarily within the next 10 or 15 minutes. So again, feel free to come on down and watch if you're not watching already. And take a look at the schedule for the Canadian National Championships. There are lots of games remaining tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday.
We have your schedule tomorrow.
Correct.
And remind me when it is again. The first game, you go back to back in the morning and then one late game.
I think it's what
We've got 11, 1, and 6, 15.
Perfect.
I think.
Yes.
How are you guys for Friday? Because I haven't looked at Friday yet.
Well, I'm not sure. I know I'm going for lunch with friends, so.
Okay,
but
when
otherwise,
you come tomorrow, can you